Hi guys, Ken here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make chicken soup. It's one of Lithia's favorites. This recipe is kind of like a mixture of a half liquid, half creamy soup. Some of the ingredients that you're going to need are chicken broth that we made from a chicken carcass, peas and chicken, carrots that we already pre-peeled and put in our bowl, some lemons, some yogurt, which is going to go more as a garnish on top, onions for dicing, and some garlic. The spices that we're going to be using for this recipe are just going to be salt and pepper and a little bit of thyme. And why don't I go ahead and start showing you guys how to cut up these vegetables. I'm going to be cutting up some onion for you. You've seen me do this before, so I'm not really going to go through explaining it. I'm just going to go pretty quick here. Like I said, cut off each side. Don't really need that. Throw it in your trash bowl. Please guys, throw it in your trash bowl. It's so disgusting if you don't. Keep your kitchen clean. It'll make things so much easier for you when you're cooking. You see I got these 2 half moons here. Just take them, throw them in your trash bowl. We're going to just chop these up. There's a bunch of different ways you guys can chop onions. Chop is just a little bit smaller than centimeter cubes. I'll show you how to do that here real quick. Alright, we got our 2 halves. Some people cut slightly into it without going all the way through. It helps it keep more together when you're cutting it. I don't really need to do that. I'll just cut it straight through. I mean, I'm not a master chef or anything like that. I don't have the most awesome cooking skills. I only went to cooking school for 2 years, so not too much chopping practice. So first you just cut across. Now I'm cutting the opposite direction to make a grid shape. As you can see, this will end up cutting up your onion into little cubes. That's how you want your onion to be cut. Alright guys, I'm going to chop up my carrot now. Like I said, just cube it. I'm going to cut off the end to make it more shapely, easier to cut. Cut off the sides a little bit. Just a little bit to make it squared off. Take that, throw it in your garbage bin. Now we have our square carrot left. We're going to, oops, a little clean on there. We got our carrot right here. We're going to do 1 1/2. Stack it up. Be careful because this could slip. Don't cut yourself. 1 1/2 again. So as you can see, it's in 4 pieces. We're going to take our knife to level it off so they're all the same spot. Then down in squares. That's how you properly chop a carrot right there, guys. Now just take this, put it in your bowl. I have a few carrots left to do, but I'm not going to bore you with watching that. Alright guys, I got all my carrots cut up. Last step over here on the cutting board is to shred up our chicken. As you can see, this is not store-bought chicken breast. This is chicken I got off of our roast chicken episode. You can watch. I'll link it here. Alright, just set it all out like this. Make sure there's no more bones in it. You don't want to ruin your knife by hitting a bone, guys. Believe me. Alright, this is going to be like, I would say the size of a nickel, so about 1.5 centimeters for all you European folk. Just take your knife. It's better if it's a chef knife like this. Just rock it back and forth inside your chicken. If you want to, now it's a good idea to go this way, opposite direction that you were just cutting. Alright, find any other pieces that you might have missed out on there. Alright, they're all 1/4 size to a nickel size, so 1.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters, guys. There you go. That'll all shrink when we're cooking it or boiling it, so it should be good. On to the next stage. Alright guys, we're getting ready to fry our veggies up for our soup. We put about 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. And just dump your onions that you have in your bowl inside the pan. Try not to dump any outside of the bowl, the pan. Just take a wooden spoon and stir it up. Turn my fire down, that's way too hot. Alright, just dumped them in there. Oil's nice and hot, so the onions shouldn't absorb that oil flavor. Let that cook for a few minutes to soften up a bit. You don't want the onion flavor to bleach over into your carrot. Our onions have started to turn a little bit clearer. It's ready for us to add our carrots in there. Just dump them in. And we're going to end up cooking this. For about 15 minutes. You really want these to be soft, or else the soup is not going to really blend well. Alright guys, it's been a few minutes. We're going to add a little bit of thyme into this little concoction here. We could add it when we're starting to put a liquid in, but because it's dried, I mean. But we're just going to add a little bit now and a little bit later. Go ahead and just mix that into your vegetables. Shouldn't be too hard. Should still be enough oil in there for incorporate pretty well. Give it a good stir. Continue cooking for your 15 minutes. Ooh, that looks good. As you can see, it's been 15 minutes and our veggies are looking perfect. We're going to take 2.5 pints of vegetable stock. Actually, scratch that. It's 2.5 pints of chicken stock and pour it into our vegetables. Here is 1 pint. And that should stop the direct cooking process on your vegetables, so stop them from browning. 2.5 pints. And turn our fire up a little bit better to get that to a boil. Since we're using a large cooker, it shouldn't take too long. Now it's starting to look real nice. This is your base for your soup. We're going to let this cook for 10 minutes before we put our chicken in there. I'm going to put my lid on and just let it cook. We're going to make a little yogurt sauce that's going to go inside of our soup. We're going to mix here 3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Just 1. It's kind of a heaping tablespoon. 2. And 3. That's good for me. Leave that in there. Put that off to the side. Got a little bit of garlic here. I'm going to take my garlic and cut off the ends like I normally would for garlic. Peel the skin off this. Actually, it calls for a smashed piece of garlic, so I'm just going to smash it. And once that's smashed, it'll be easier for you to take off the skin. Leave that aside. Put it into your trash bowl. And here I have my garlic pieces again. Smash a little bit more. You want it to get smashed so that the flavors go into the Greek yogurt real well. And once we have that done, take half lemon and just give it a quick squeeze. Get some of the juices in there. Help maintain the sauce. And then just give it a mix. Gonna mix this up. And this will go inside the soup once we're all done and plated. This will be amazing. So let this just set until we're done. It's been 10 minutes with that boiling in there. Right now we're going to add our chicken that we shredded up earlier. And we're going to let that cook in there for about 2 minutes. Just going to pick this up with my hands and drop it in. Be careful when you're dropping it in. You don't want any boiling water jumping up on you. That was about half. Take the other half. Our chefs that are old school used to always tell us, don't drop your food inside of boiling water. Set it in. That means it's actually, if you're afraid of the boiling water, it's actually worse for you. You need to like drop in the food as close as possible to the source of heat. Alright, we're going to let that cook for 2 minutes. And then after that, we're going to blend up half of this. And you'll see why in a little bit. Alright guys, it's been a few minutes with that chicken in there. We're going to take half of our soup and pour it slowly into a bowl. That's about half the liquid there. Let's set this down. And I'm going to ladle in some of the chicken and vegetables. Try not to get too much more of the sauce. You want it to be, try to get it as close as 50-50 as you can. Since I already poured so much stock in there, you don't really need too much more. if you have a big open bowl like this, like I do, pulse it at the very bottom of the sauce, the soup, sorry, and it should be fine. So I'll take my bowl. I'm just going to pour this back into my soup. As you can see, it's gone from a clear soup to a frothy soup. I'm just going to set this back on the fire and see you in a minute. Now that we have that done, we're going to add our frozen peas inside of our soup, and we're going to season it with just some sea salt, fine sea salt by the way, and some ground up black pepper. That should be good. We're going to cook this for 5 minutes like I said, and then see you in a few minutes. Our peas have cooked for 5 minutes, and I'm ready to ladle this into our bowl. Just get, I'm going to try to get some more of the chunky stuff first. It's going to be pretty hard. This is very good looking soup, to be honest. A little bit more. Alright, once you got that soup put in there, I'm going to take a little bit of your yogurt sauce that you already prepared while that was cooking. I'm going to drizzle a little bit on top. A little dollop like that. And a tiny bit, if you can, around the outside. And you should be good. I'm going to go plate this up and show you how it looks. We've garnished our dish now. We put it with a little bit of bread and a little bit of basil on top just to give it a little bit of an accent of more green color. And you should be done. That looks pretty good. And I'm ready to go eat. See you guys later.